Okay, so let's talk about a challenge that I think pretty much anyone working with audio has run into.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
You've got this beautiful high-end analog feed,
Hmm.
maybe from a vintage console or a really pristine mic pre.
Right, something with that character, that analog soul.
Exactly. And you need to get it into the digital world. The problem is always that bridge, right? How do you do it without losing what makes it special?
You don't want the bridge to color the sound.
Yeah.
It's a classic systems integration headache.
Well, today we're unpacking a piece of gear that claims to be that perfect transparent bridge. It's the Kramer 6420N.
Yeah, the balanced stereo audio to digital audio format converter.
And looking at the sources, it feels like it's much more than just a simple A to D converter. It's almost like a Swiss Army knife for your signal path.
That's the key. It's not just converting a signal, it's distributing it. It's for those moments where, good enough just isn't.
So let's start with the inputs and outputs, because that's where the utility really jumps out. You've got two channels of balanced analog in,
On detachable terminal blocks.
which is a small detail, but it's important for installers.
Oh, it's crucial. These aren't flimsy jacks you can just yank out. You screw them down. It's meant for a permanent, secure install.
But the output side is where things get really interesting.
That's the magic trick of this boss.
Most converters, you have to choose. Am I going optical? Am I going coax?
Right. You pick one.
This one, it doesn't make you choose. It outputs to 4 different standards at the same time.
Simultaneously, you get a CBU, a ES3ID, SPDIF, and the Toslink optical out, all live, all from that one analog source.
Just think about what that means for your workflow.
It's huge.
You could send the AES feed to your main broadcast stream. The SPDIF could go to a local backup recorder, and the optical to a monitoring station.
All without any extra splitters or distribution amps. It cleans up the rack design massively.
It's a distribution amplifier and a converter in one.
Exactly. But none of that matters if the conversion itself isn't top-notch.
Which brings us to the controls. This isn't just a set-it-and-forget-it box. You have real granular control. Let's start with sample rates.
You've got the standards, 32, 44.1, 48, and it goes up to 96 kilohertz.
So if you're doing high-res archival work, you've got that 96K option. If you're syncing to video, you can lock it to 48K.
And you can even toggle between professional and consumer bit rates to make sure it plays nice with whatever gear is downstream.
Okay, but what about gain structure? Analog levels are messy. They're inconsistent. You get a hot signal from a live mixing board hitting a converter set to unity gain, and you're just going to clip.
And the take is ruined.
Yeah.
So how does this handle that?
Well, that's where it really shows its professional chops.
Yeah.
It has independent gain controls for the left and right channels.
So you can pad the signal?
You can, by a lot. You can knock it down by 12, 16, 20, or even 24 dB.
Wow, so that's some serious headroom management. You're staging your gain right at the point of conversion.
You're making sure the signal hits the digital domain at that perfect sweet spot, no clipping, maximum dynamic range. And the specs seem to back this up. The signal-to-noise ratio is better than 98 dBFS. The THD plus N is better than negative 92 dB.
Which, in plain English, just means it's transparent.
It's not adding hiss. It's not adding noise.
It's just doing its job. It becomes invisible in your signal chain, which is exactly what a good converter should be.
Right. Now, we do have to talk about the price. This isn't consumer gear.
No, definitely not.
The list price is over $1,200, though it seems to be selling for around $972. There's a 10% off code mentioned, but still, that's a serious investment.
It is, but you have to weigh it against the cost of the alternative, right?
A separate converter plus a distribution amp.
Plus the extra rack space and cabling. It adds up fast. This puts it all in one very small box.
Speaking of size, it's a Kramer Digitools unit.
Yeah, they're tiny. It's about 4.7 inches wide. You can actually fit 3 of them side by side in a single 1U rack space with an adapter.
So for a facility that needs to convert a lot of feeds, the price per channel starts to make a lot more sense. The value is in the density and the reliability.
It's a specialized tool for a professional problem. It creates that bridge, and then you just don't have to worry about it anymore.
So to sum it up, the Kramer 6420N is this powerful little translator. It takes your analog audio and broadcasts it cleanly across the whole digital spectrum at once.
It's the diplomat of the audio rack. It speaks everyone's language so they can all work together.
You know, it leaves me with a final thought here. We get so obsessed with the latest digital formats and protocols. But maybe the most critical link in our whole chain is how we rescue our incredible analog gear from becoming obsolete.
It's a good point. The analog signal itself doesn't really change. But the digital standards, they mutate every few years.
So these hardware interpreters, they might actually become the most valuable, most timeless pieces of gear in the whole studio.
They're the key that lets the past talk to the future.
Something to think about. Thanks for tuning into this deep dive. And keep those signals clean.